As we know that the total revenue is equal to price into quantity which is being sold. The main objective of the company is to maximize the total revenue, and that could not be only through the price, because we know that if we change the price according to the demand curve, even the quantity demanded will change. So if we increase the price too much up, we'll not be able to sell as many products because of the fall in the demand. So overall revenue may not be maximized. So we need to look at the elasticity of demand. That is, by changing 1% in price, what percentage change is there in the quantity demanded. That will give us an idea at what point our total revenue is maximized. So if the elasticity is equal to -1, that is on 1% change in price, there is 1% change in the quantity, the total revenue is going to be the highest. Or we can say if the demand is more elastic, for a 1% change in price cut, the quantity sold increased by more than 1%, then total revenue increases. If the demand is inelastic, that means for 1% price cut, the increase in total quantity sold is going to be less than 1%, then total revenue decreases. But if it is unit elastic, for 1% change in price, there will be 1% change in quantity demanded, so total revenue remains the same. Now let us look at the factors on which the elasticity of demand depends. First is the availability of substitutes. If there are a lot of substitutes available for a product, then elasticity of the demand is going to be high. It is going to be more elastic. Or if the price is going up, then people will shift to the substitute and the demand for this particular product is going to come down more. So it is going to be more elastic. The another factor is the proportion of income spent on the goods and services. Then third factor is the time elapsed since a price change. Because for some products, if consumer gets sufficient time, it might change the product it has been using. But for that shift in the preference, some time might be required. Now let us look at a few other concepts. The cross elasticity of demand. So this becomes important when we are talking about a substitute good or a complementary good. This measures the responsiveness of demand or change in the quantity demanded for change in the price of a substitute or a complementary good. So the definition is percentage change in the quantity demanded divided by the percentage change in the price of the substitute or complement. So when we talk about the substitute, the relationship is going to be inverse, or we can say if the price of the substitute goes up, the demand for the current product is going to go up. So the demand curve is going to shift rightwards. We can clearly see that when the price of product B is rising, automatically people will shift to product A and its demand will go up. So demand of product A will go up when the price of the substitute is going up. Similarly, if the price of complement goes up, then the demand of the current product will come down. The demand curve is going to shift leftwards because people will not like to consume even the product for which the complement product is expensive. Now let us look at the other concept, income elasticity. This is a measure of responsiveness of demand for a good or service with respect to change in income. So if there is a 1% change in the income, what is percentage change in the quantity demanded for that product? So if the income goes up, does the demand go up or comes down? That is captured by income elasticity. It could be positive, negative. It could be greater than 1 for normal good. So they are called income elastic. Or in other words, we can say if the income rises, the demand for such products rise. Income elasticity could be positive and less than 1. This is also true for certain normal goods. They are called income inelastic. Or in other words, we can claim if the income goes up, the demand for such product goes up, but not to very high extent. To a less extent it goes up. So it remains positive, but less than 1. And there could be third case of negative income elasticity, where we observe that the demand for a particular quantity comes down when the income of the consumer goes up. It is a typical case of inferior good. So if the income rises, the consumers do not want to consume negative good, the inferior good anymore, and the income elasticity for such products remain negative. Now let us take a few questions here.